right, away we go. It's Thursday. It's podcast time. Al, what's up?
Oh, hi there, Jerry.
I missed you this morning on the warm-up show, which is coming up in a couple of minutes with CeeLo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So when I turned 50, so it was about 6 years ago, I got an Apple Watch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I got this Apple Watch, I was like, I don't need an Apple Watch. Like, I got everything's on my phone. I have my phone with me at all times.
They're very cool, though.
But I strapped on the Apple Watch, and I've been wearing it for 6 years.
Same one?
No, I think I got one upgrade. So I like the Apple Watch. But part of me starting to feel like, is this doing something to my wrist / body?
What is it doing to your
I know,
wrist?
it's like up against my skin every day.
Yeah.
For
And it's monitoring
6 years.
your heart rate, your heartbeat. I don't think it's doing anything to you.
But maybe the thing that's throwing me off is when I take the watch, I don't sleep with the watch on.
Oh, I do.
I don't sleep with it. That's when I'm charging it. But because of it was the summer, and I'm outdoors a lot walking this dog of mine, it looks so bizarre when I take my watch off.
So
because
do I.
it looks really weird.
Yeah.
Because the skin is milky white.
Yes, it is. So is mine. I take mine off. I'm pretty sure I have a Samsung watch. And I would say...
It looks very similar, by the way. Yeah. Yeah.
It's what it is.
I wonder, like, did they do testing on this? Like, is it safe that we can be... I mean, by the way, I have a phone, and you have your phone in your pocket. It's near you at all times.
That's what I'm more concerned
with. Is the watch doing anything better or worse than carrying a phone all the time?
It's very interesting you bring this up because I was reading a thread. I don't know where. I get emails about health-related articles and stuff like that. And then there are comments, and there's threads through the comments. And there was one where they were discussing cholesterol, what's good, what's not good. And someone in the thread posed the question, why are we just learning about this now with cholesterol when, people have been around for hundreds of years? And a doctor in the thread answered, and I thought the answer was very well put, because a lot of people have questions about Ozempic. We were talking about that the other day and the long-term effects. And now you bring up the watches and the phones. And the doctor said, this is actually a very easy answer. And that's that a 30 or 40-year study with hundreds of thousands of people has just been completed. We now have numerous people have had MRIs and body scans. We can see inside the body like never before. And we have science now behind this. Whereas he didn't say, 50 years ago, people were guessing, but he was kind of intimating that doctors were just guessing based on probably where the money was coming from. And it leads me to the cell phone conversation, that cell phones have been around since the early 90s, I would say. But now they're computers in our pocket for the last 20 years. We still, we don't know.
Yeah, it's too soon to know whether it's going to give us brain tumors.
Or
have our testicles fall off.
Right, I was going to say, maybe in 5 years you wake up with a third testicle. I know it's extreme.
A third functioning testicle?
I don't know, but a third testicle. I'm sure you could find use for a third testicle.
Sure.
My point is, none of us really know. And it's the same thing with the watches. You're right. We don't know. But I do like where the watch is opposed to where the phone is.
Yeah. And I got so used to the watch. Like if a text message comes in, I just look.
Yeah.
And know what I really got locked in on now with these things is the weather. Like I have the weather on there. So it has the next 1, 2, 3, next 5 hours across.
That's cool.
So I can look and see, in 2 hours it's going to rain or it's going to be sunny.
And it's drawing from the internet. Did it have, I don't know about you. It was like the world ended by my house from 3 until 6 o'clock yesterday.
Monsoon season. Yeah.
And everything I looked at said light rain to a mist for much of the afternoon. Not a driving storm with lightning and thunder.
Yeah, mine also had a light rain.
Yeah.
And I didn't get thunder or anything, but with the wind, it looked much more than a light rain.
No, we walked out of Costco at 4:45, maybe, me and my son. And as we're walking out, the woman that was working, she goes, you might want to wait a second. She goes, big thunderbolt, a lot of light and a lot of thunder. I'm like, really? And then, it was a loud thunder and it was pouring. I'm like, where'd this come from?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know, it sucks.
Yes, it does.
I hate the pouring rain.
I know.
So that's one thing. I'm slightly concerned about my Apple Watch, but I feel like I've gotten so used to it that if I stop using it now, I'll be constantly looking for it.
Maybe, but I think like anything, give it a few days, you'll be fine.
But I also like that it counts my steps. That way it feels like when I hate walking the dog, I can go out, at least look at all these steps I'm getting in.
How active you are.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Do you use it for any of the other health benefits, like the heart rate,
Well, I guess it's
Um,
set up there on its own if there's a problem, but I will every once in a while when I think of it, I go, oh, let me check the heart rate.
so you take it off, so it doesn't calculate you're sleeping.
No.
See, I like mine for the sleeping. I always thought that was kind of nonsense, the sleep scores you would get. I got to tell you though, when I get a good night's sleep, I actually get I get a decent sleep score. What it hates is any night's sleep that's less than 6 hours.
Oh,
I get an automatic failing score. And I got one, was it last Thursday or last Wednesday? I forgot, where I didn't sleep well. I was tossing and turning. I was up a lot. Might have slept 5 hours, maybe more like 4.5. And it gave me the worst score I'd ever gotten. It gave me a 21
out of
out
100?
of 100.
Mm.
Now, this weekend, I slept like a champ Friday night and Saturday night, and I got a 91 and an 89.
You see, I feel like I'd get a lot of really bad scores.
You
And
would.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, fair enough. You would, because you're up with the dog and you
Yeah.
don't sleep soundly.
Correct.
It's true.
The other thing, this is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, right?
Yep.
So I don't know when this occurred where now they're saying that to get your prostate checked, you just need a blood test.
Yeah, this has changed.
This
It
has
used to
changed.
be both.
Yeah.
And
I used to have to go get the blood test and what they call the digital test, digital meaning the finger.
yes, which I will be getting today.
The digital test.
Yeah. As part of my week-long checkup that I've been going through since last week. But
Yeah.
yeah, that we were doing that today.
Do you think it's just that we're hearing like the public relations campaign because nobody wants to get a finger in their butt? Well, some people do, but
How about a camera in their penis?
no.
Yeah, I had that last week. Yeah,
So you
I
had a
can
camera in your-
guarantee you I didn't want that either.
So you had a camera in your penis last week, finger up the butt this week.
Oh, yeah, we're running the gamut.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
You're running through the car wash, as they say.
The only thing that's left is going to be a camera down my throat to check my whatever, the esophagus.
Well, that will seem like nothing.
Well, no, it sounds like something to me. But yeah, no, and I got the colonoscopy 3 months ago.
Right.
So I mean, I'm hitting everything.
You've had all of your orifices examined.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just a PR thing where they're like, at the very least, let's get people to get the blood test.
Is it that, or have we learned that the blood test is a very good indicator of no trouble?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
You know?
But I still think if you like, we've been running this thing where Gio's been reading like at the Yankee game on September 25th, I believe, you can get a PSA blood test at the Yankee game. They pop your finger there, test the blood test, and you get a score.
Is that all it is? It's not a syringe. It's
no, I think
literally
it's just
really.
I think they just need a drop of blood.
Wow.
I think. But yeah, if your test score from the blood test comes out not great, then I think they do the finger in the butt. But I think
Maybe
if
my doctor just wants to put his finger in my butt because my score was perfect.
Yeah, but here's what I'm leading to. I believe that if you just go, let's say you go for an annual checkup, whether it's your doctor or your urologist, you go for your annual physical, they are going to put a finger in your butt. Like, I still think that they believe that that is the thorough way to do it.
Maybe.
And that this blood test, like at the Yankee game, at the very least, more people are likely to do a blood test than a finger in the butt.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Right? So at least they're getting that.
Oh, that's fair.
And they're screening you that way.
Okay.
I've long decided I'm blood test only. And if there's a problem,
Like if the blood test numbers move.
yeah, then I would probably even wait and do another blood test and then go get the finger in the butt. Because I don't want any part of that.
I don't either, but it's not the worst thing in the world when you realize what they're trying to find and figure out.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, I know what you're saying. You know what's even worse?
What?
Is not knowing and finding out that you've got something growing inside you for longer than it should have been, and that you've passed the point of being able to rectify the situation.
I suppose.
There's no supposing.
I suppose that's the case.
You want to find out you're stage 1 or you want to find out you're at stage 5?
Now, my father had prostate cancer. I can't remember whether he just randomly went to the doctor and got checked, or was he experiencing an issue and he went.
You'd have to ask him. I know he's not doing great. Maybe one of the days he's
He'll
having a
probably
good
remember
day.
that.
I would think so. I would think traumatic experience.
Sure.
One of those things you probably don't forget.
You're gonna think I'm making this up.
Oh boy. That's not a good preface.
A couple years ago, I had to get a physical, and they did the finger in the butt. Do you know my butthole quivered for over a year? And that's not a joke. I'm laughing because it sounds ridiculous. My muscles quivered down there for over a year. So I will not do it again.
They were scared.
No, I think there was some damage done.
Did they
Or
not
like-
use lube
No,
or
they did.
Vaseline?
They used. But I just think
Did
maybe it
you
was so
clamp it
Yo, yeah.
as soon as it went in?
Yeah, not purposely, but that's the way the body
Maybe
reacts.
you strained a muscle.
Right. I
a
think I
butt
strained a muscle, and legitimately for a year. And the next time I went to the doctor, and they go, "Oh, we'll do the," I go, "No."
It's a great name for a band. Here come the quivering asses.
Or butthole quiver.
Well, there's butthole surfers.
Yes, I'd probably go on tour with them. Butthole quivers
Good God.
and butthole surfers on tour.
I actually don't think you're making that up. I think that you felt a quiver in your rear end for a year. I'm not surprised by that in some weird way. Well, you are a strange human being.
It is also weird that there isn't a device. You know, like you get when you're a child, they check a child's temperature by putting a thermometer in the butt.
Right.
They don't put your finger in the butt.
My kids never had that once.
Yeah, I feel like
Never
that was
once.
the thing from like, did you get that as a child ever?
I don't, maybe. I have no recollection of that at all. I do not remember. I remember the tongue, the thermometer under the tongue my whole life. I don't remember that. And to be quite honest, more than that, my mom's hand on my forehead. When I think about growing up, are you sick? It was always here. Nah, you're fine. Oh yeah, you're a little warm. And if it was really warm, she would break out the thermometer. I don't ever remember, or under the arm. Never remember any of that.
Yeah, I feel like I was on the and I'm a couple years older than you. I must have been on the tail end.
So you had the thermometer in your ass.
It had to be an extreme,
Okay.
like
How do you use that again?
rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, I guess.
Oof, my gosh, my poor mother had to be putting it in 3 kids' butts.
Yeah, I suppose so. I like the device. You got to be careful with the devices they have now because some of them are really good, but you can cheap out, like the forehead scan ones. When we were at the pediatrician, my son had pneumonia last year, and which was scary in and of itself because the temperature was spiking to like 103.5, really high numbers. At one time, though, I hit the gun, and the gun said 107. I'm like, whoa. And it was lit up red. I'm like, if he's 107, he'd be dead. Like, this can't be real. And he was warm, but he wasn't that warm. So we rushed him to the doctor. We were going to take him to the hospital, but we stopped at the doctor. And the first thing they did, he was 102.9, which was high. And my wife was panicked. And even she's like, well, with the one at home, and the doctor first, which one did you use? Because you can't buy one for $30. They're not reliable. They told us the one to get, game changer. And they're fantastic. It's not even the Exergen one that you scan. It's literally a little gun of a laser. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I actually think the butt thermometer was to be used as like the final check that there's a real problem. Like he did the thermometer under the tongue.
You're saying that was the truest temperature gauge?
Yeah, like I feel like growing up, that was what we were told. Like that's the truest gauge. So it's like before we rush you to the hospital,
bend over.
Correct.
Oof.
Let's check.
I'd rather go to the hospital.
Yeah, given the choice, I probably would have rather gone to the hospital.
Man, that is rough.
I'm not even 100% sure I had the butt thermometer.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I'm not either. I would put my money on it that I never did, though.
Yeah. But I was definitely, when I was a kid, the under the armpit was not an option. Like they did not discover that yet. That was a later discovery.
Yeah, and I never did that either. The under the armpit.
Yeah.
It was just under the tongue.
I never understood the like the mother puts the cheek, as you were saying, the back of the hand or their cheek to the forehead of the kid. What if your hand is cold?
I still think, because yes, that is 100% the case. I still think you can feel the heated temperature on the skin.
And isn't it weird that to judge whether someone is sick or not and what our body temperature is, we check the forehead? Like somehow we realized that the forehead was the heat censored. Do you think that's because that's where your third eye is
What?
in biblical times? The
Oh, is that
third
true?
eye.
Is that true? I don't know, because usually if you have a fever, your whole body's warm. Maybe because it's the most accessible. It's just there. I don't know. A good question.
Yeah, I don't know why they.
Don't know.
So someone decided that the forehead was the place to check, and if not, the butthole.
Apparently.
Those were your two options.
Apparently so.
And then
yes.
it's somewhere down the line, someone said, you probably get a really accurate reading from an armpit.
I
And I went,
guess.
huh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
They also have the ear scans. You can scan the ear and get a temperature
That do a
reading.
temperature, yeah. That actually seems like it would be very reliable.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, again, doctors use those.
Yeah, because you're going inside the body, but it's not the buttocks.
That is true.
Or the mouth. Like you could have had a hot tea and then take your temperature. You could have had an ice cold water, get your temperature checked.
I think you could do that. Yes.
I know there were kids like in my era,
I know what you're going to say.
they wanted to miss school and they'd like have hot soup or something and then quickly take their temperature.
And
but
then the thermometer would come out 114. What did you do? Because this is not right.
yeah.
Because if you're 114 degrees, you shouldn't be breathing.
Yeah. So kids would try different
I believe it.
different moves to get out of school.
I remember one time, probably 6th grade, maybe 5th grade. I don't remember. But I was never a cheater in school, ever. I remember one time, one of the things that always resonated with me, and I've always told my kids this too. I hope it got through to them. I don't know. But I remember my dad one time telling me he'd rather me come home with a test score of a 10 than find out that you cheated. Doesn't care if I cheated and got 100, cheating on, like, he doesn't. I remember him saying, I don't want cheaters in this house. And that always stuck with me. So I got my share of 50s and 60s, but there was one specific. I remember I had a basketball game, I think for the school the night before. And like after the game, walking out, one of my friends on the team, this kid James, was like, "Did you study for history tomorrow?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I thought that was Friday or whatever." He goes, "No, that's tomorrow." And I was ill prepared. It was like world history, didn't know a damn thing. And I was already struggling. And I remember the next morning waking up, my mom was upstairs getting ready. And I tried to concoct this thing in the bathroom with milk and pepper. And like, I was trying to make it look like vomit.
You were trying to create your own vomit?
I tried. It didn't work. It looked stupid.
It looked like spilled cereal.
It looked like, yes. No joke. I went in, I got a 27
out of 100.
Yes. Never forget that. I remember going home and I remember saying to my dad, like, and terrified, by the way, too. Like, do you remember when you said you'd prefer me to go a bad grade rather than cheat? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry. And he looked, and you know what? I'll never forget his reaction. He goes, I appreciate your honesty. Don't do it again. Meaning you can't come home with grades like this. There was no punishment. There was no nothing. But I tried making vomit in the bathroom.
You needed the, like in the old, the gag stores, you could get fake rubber vomit.
Yeah,
you needed
sure.
That.
Wow. But then they would have picked it up and saw it was fake rubber vomit.
Or you have said, Mom, look at this. I'll handle this cleanup.
Yeah, right.
Let me just close the door.
That's what a 9 or 10-year-old was going to do.
Then you roll up the rubber vomit.
I'll tell you what, it would have been more believable than what I concocted.
Yeah.
Because mine looked ridiculous.
Yeah, the milk is too white, I guess.
It didn't work. It did not work.
I don't know what you could have used in its place. Like pea, they used to use in the movies pea soup.
Oh, okay.
That's what
that
they
makes
used,
sense.
I think, in The Exorcist, they said when she was throwing up.
I don't think we had pea soup in the house. We were in a pea soup house.
Mom, I got any pea soup in this house? If we do, could you throw it on the bathroom floor?
Stupid.
I've got to show you something.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Who knew about the thermometers?
And that's like 40 years ago. And I remember it like it's yesterday.
It is weird how some memories
I know
we have.
Well, think of Joe this morning. I mean, we were laughing as he's trying to come up with the quarterbacks. But once we started talking about games, how vivid he remembers things.
There are certain things like that at the time you were really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, I don't believe I get to do this. And then you don't really remember.
Like what? Give me an example. Like a vacation you went on and you didn't enjoy it as much as you thought?
I was so excited to go see Bruce Springsteen at this thing. And it's like, I vaguely remember going now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like I saw Billy Joel and Elton John at the Meadowlands in 1990 something. I don't remember what year that was. Maybe 93, 94, somewhere around that. I do not remember. I remember going. I do not remember anything about the show. Like, not a song. I remember the seats were up high. That's the memory. I don't remember the
Yeah,
show
that's what I
at
mean.
all.
Like,
Yet, if you ask me about seeing Billy Joel at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, I remember dancing with my friends. We had drinks. We got a car to take us there and back so we didn't have to drive. That night, I remember. It's weird. I don't know.
yeah. I'll give you another example. You've been with your wife since you guys were in high school.
Yep.
But if you were had sexual encounters with other women, and the night was going, you're like, something going to go down here. I'm going to remember this. No memory. Like
No,
even
huh?
even focusing on, I am really going to remember this,
Yeah, I don't know
and then
why.
it fades.
Maybe the experience wasn't as good as you wanted it to be,
Right.
and it doesn't pop. I don't know. But I still do think, which we discussed last week, I also think if you sit down, breathe through it, and really try and think, I do think you'll unlock different things.
Oh, okay. So going back on something like, let me really think about this.
Mhm. Yeah. And maybe I'm wrong because I sit there and say that Elton John, Billy, I don't. But maybe if I sit there, I don't know. I don't know. Like I was at speaking of that time when we watched the Cowboy documentary and they were talking about that game with the Cowboys and the Giants in 93, where the Cowboys won and Emmett separated his shoulder and all that. I was at that game. I was in the upper deck in like the second to last row with Kim, with my wife. And I don't really remember a lot of what I saw in the documentary. I remember the separated shoulder for sure. And I remember walking out of that place, people yelling at me because I had my Cowboy jersey on. The game I don't really remember as much as I would think I do.
Yeah, and you're probably remembering the highlights. You see the highlights and you remember you were there, and then the
Yes.
highlights help to make you think you remember those
But really all
runs.
I'm remembering are the highlights I saw,
Yeah.
not what I witnessed
Yes.
in first person. That's true.
I think that's the case.
I would agree with you.
Hmm.
Very true.
All right, Jared, let's do the warm-up program.
All
Now,
right.
we'll be back here tomorrow with a warm-up program. You and I will be there because a Boomer is back
He is
tomorrow.
back.
And so we'll see. Well, we got a Thursday night game tonight. We got a
Yeah.
little Mets, a little Yankees.
Bills, Dolphins.
See you tomorrow. So